have three more fields to do, that is term, premium, and remark. So let's quickly go ahead and do that. Since we deleted the category field, so we still have a lot of place to add few more fields to it. So these fields actually, issue date, policy number, and all of these fields, they stay in this group inner details, insurance details. So whatever we want to add, like the new fields that you're going to add, it should remain in this field, in this group right here, because as you can see, all of these from text parent, from this all the way to this, like all of these remain in this group. So that's why it's highlighted. Hope that made sense. So I'm going to click on this, click on edit, copy, click on this box that is the group inner details, and again going back to edit and pasting it right there. So it's pasted right there. So let's use the arrow mark and pull it down using the left arrow. It has also pushed itself to the left, all the way to the left. As you can see here, x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 140. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is for the alignment. As you can see here, when you click on this, and the distance between issue date and policy number is about 11 pixels. So we need to have a distance of 11 pixels with the original issue date and the copied issue date. So let's go ahead and do that. It's actually 12 pixels. So we need to just move one tab of up arrow. So when we move that, it has automatically moved itself to 11 pixels. So let's change this to term right there, and let's change this as well so that we don't get confused later on. Term, and we need to change the text in this field as well. Let's do term as well and save. Okay, so we basically need a few more, actually two more. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the other as well. Click on this group inner so that it gets pasted to the group itself. Since we previously copied it, it stays there itself. So I'm going to paste it again, and it's right there. So I'm going to actually click on term and saying, okay, it's actually 139 because we want the again copied issue date, that is this one, to remain on the same line, that is the y value. So its y value is 139. So again, it will be the same actually. So it will be 139. Click on enter, and there we go. So to get it straight right beneath maturity date, you can click on maturity date or the previous field, whatever you have, and it's starting at 240 as you can see here. So we need to have 240 as the x value. We can go ahead and click on the issue date and click on 240, and there we go. It's right where it has to be. So it's really that simple. So we have issue date or the copy of issue date right where it is. So now we have to switch it up to the field which is the premium field. So we can go ahead and click on that and change this to premium. And we also need to change the text over here as well. Premium, and save. So we currently still have one more field that we need to put in. So we can go ahead and pull this down a bit till there, because that's the entire group on its own. Like as you can see here, like all of these are like one group inside the other. So this is the last that it can actually go. So we still have a lot of place, so we can actually paste the other paste the issue date again in this group so that we can do the remark field. So edit, paste, and we can actually go right to the bottom and towards the left. So now we have the third copy of our issue date, which we really need to edit. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to change this issue date to last field, that is remarks, and the rich text editor, because we need to change this as well, remarks. And I'm going to click on enter and click on save. There we go. But we still need to change this, like rename the title of the particular field so that we don't get confused. Remarks, and voila, it's done. So now we have all of this place that is like left alone. So we can go ahead and elongate it all the way towards the right. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and it's done. So basically, if you are a beginner to Bubble, it's really recommended that you take the um, parent group, as we say it in Bubble. That is the group on its own, like the group in charge. Over here, it's like it's named as group inner details, insurance details. So the width of this group is 480. So the field or the text field over here, which is the label, it also should be 480. You can manually drag this out if you are getting better at Bubble, or you can use the field over here, that is the width option, and you can manually type in the number of the parent group, that is group inner details, insurance details over here. So you can do one of those two things. So we have just finished updating all of our text fields, and it looks really nice over here. So let's take a look at what it actually looks in the actual UI. So over to the preview page, as you can see here, it's like we updated this page. Click to refresh to get the latest version. So I just did that, and currently we are in the professionals page, which has a lot of different data, but we want to check to see if insurance details has anything. So clicking over to insurance details, and it's currently loading. So as you can see here, it has taken name, insurance detail. The URL also has insurance detail, and the Chrome tab also is like insurance doc. So what actually have we missed? So let's see if we can add. So that's right, we haven't enabled the add form. So that's where we are missing out on. So let's go ahead and see how we can do that. So let's go ahead and it is basically a reusable element. When you click on add, start edit workflow, and inside the add, it is currently in the workflow. So it's like trigger, create, or edit thing from MF Professional. So MF Professional is a reusable element which enables you to create or edit a thing. It's like a two-in-one thing. So that's what this pop-up form is all about. So let's go ahead and see how we can go about doing that. So over to this page section where it tells us which page we are currently on. Click on these drop down, and we can scroll down to search for MF Professional, and it's right here. I'm going to click on that once, and it has taken me to the workflow, because previously when we were in the insurance details page, we are currently in the workflow, so it has landed us in the workflow itself. So you can go over to the design, and before we do anything at all, because it is a reusable element, we can go ahead and clone this. So to do that, similar to how we clone the Perfin a professional page, similar to that, we can edit and then clone this page. So edit, clone this page. I'm going to rename this as MF underscore insurance details. So I'm going to go ahead and click on create, and it takes a few seconds to uh, duplicate and clone everything that is inside, and there we go. And you can see over here it's like reusable colon, and the one that we uh, duplicated from the MF professionals to MF insurance details, it is currently on. So now since we have done that, let's go ahead and connect it together. So I'm going to start from the bottom and go our way towards the top, or towards the bottom actually. So clicking on this blank gray area, this pop-up box comes up. So I'm going to link the type of content to actually insurance details, because this entire thing is about insurance details content, right? The database and the data it is in. I'm going to click on group focus and rename this to insurance details. And that's done. So let's go ahead and check this out. Insurance details, obviously, and it has automatically changed to blue, which means it's correct, and it's really really nice, because if it's red, it's like it's alerting you. So the next thing that we want to do is go ahead and drop down. If you want to add few more options like this, you can enable the other ones, but we want to just stick with these two. So let's go ahead and click the eye icon, and we want to edit this pop-up. So the first thing that this pop-up gives you is a type of content. So let's go ahead and change this to insurance details, and it also changed as well.